Grand opening, grand closing. Your only friend these YouTube streets, PlayStation77 here. Why did I say 77? Weird. But anyway, welcome to the channel. Haters, can you just be honest? You really don't want PlayStation to be successful. Let's just stop it. Just cut it the F out. God of War proves you don't want PlayStation to be successful, right? Now I'm going to explain why at the end, but let's talk about why I'm making this statement. Take a look at this. This is a breakdown based on the PlayStation leak, like the best-selling games of all time on PlayStation. Oddly enough, Horizon Zero Dawn is leading the pack with over 24 million. Then right behind it is God of War at 23 million. And as you can see to the right, if I zoom it up closer, you can see, you got the game, right? You got the platform. This is in millions, and then the date that it was captured, okay? But let's focus on God of War 2018, 23 million as of January 31st, 2023, right? God of War is at its biggest it's ever been. To put this in context, right? Let me zoom this again. Look where God of War 3 is at. It's number 2 at 7.9 million. That's God of War 3, right? If you notice, you got God of War 3 and God of War 3 Remastered. God of War 3 Remastered is at 5.5 million. So if you notice, if you do the math, you notice certain games are missing. Excuse me. You notice God of War 2 is not there and God of War 1 is not up there. That means they sold less than 5 million. So really God of War 3 and God of War 3 Remastered combined is 12 million. 12 million. Okay. Game sold twice. Right. God of War 18 is at 23 million. So let's do this. God of War 3, 7.9 million. Let's say 8 million, just for the sake of math. God of War 3 Remastered. Let's say 6 million for the sake of math, right? So you're talking 14 million there, right? 8 plus 6, so 14 million. And let's assume God of War 2 sold 4 million, so that's 18 million. And God of War 1 sold 4 million. So that's 22 million. So God of War 1, God of War 2, God of War 3, and God of War 3 Remastered combined is 22 million, about. God of War, just God of War 2018 is 23 million. So pretty much God of War 2018 outsold the combined sales of God of War 3, God of War Remaster, and God of War 1 and 2. So now why am I bringing all this up? Because clearly Sony, Santa Monica specifically, found a way to make a great franchise and make it better, more attractive, make it bigger than it's ever been. This is facts. Of course, we can have our individual tastes and stuff like that, but overall, the franchise got bigger, got better, more successful, more people playing it than ever before. Because when you think about it, God of War 1, 2, God of War 3, and God of War Remaster, all those sales are not unique sales. Because a lot of people who bought God of War 1, they went on to buy God of War 2, and they went on to buy God of War 3, and went on to buy God of War 3 Remastered. They're really big fans because I'm that person. So a good group of that 22 overall million is not unique. God of War has unique users. There may be a small difference depending on how many sells on PC, where gamers who bought on PlayStation also bought on PC. So maybe you have that. You maybe have like 1 or 2 million, but it won't be as big as, the predecessors. God of War 2018 clearly became a bigger game. Huge, more successful, more people bought it than ever before. But yet, you see more criticisms on the game than ever before. Even things that are stupid, such as no jump button, right? Which doesn't interfere with the game at all. People are complaining on something that the game is not designed. The game is not designed to have a jump button, and that's okay. It's not designed to have a jump button. Jump button's a game mechanic. Maybe if you're gonna implement, obviously aerial combat like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, or platforming mechanics, but the game doesn't have advanced platform mechanics, and the game's not as huge aerial type combat as Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden, or whatever. It has its own unique combat, and it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So fantastic that you should play the downloadable Valhalla, which is free. Absolutely amazing in terms of combat and stuff. But the game gets bashed. Even something as simple and silly conversation as, the new God of War is soft and stuff like that. Like, who gives a shit? Like, what are you talking about? The character got developed. He's older. It's just a story development. But the combat is visceral. The gameplay is fantastic. But all these haters are going to find a way to trash it. Despite, arguably, it's more successful, more people bought it, and is more recognizable than it's ever been. So when people say they want Sony to compete, they want the games to be better, they got to find ways to get their games to sell more, God of War is a perfect example of how to do it. But yet they trash it. Why? Because they don't really want PlayStation to be better. Because if PlayStation actually gets better, if their games actually raises the bar, guess who gets left behind? Xbox. Every time a PlayStation game gets more popular, gets better sales, hits these metrics of 15, 18, 20 million sales, people are going to look at Xbox and be like, yo, you got to keep up. You got to find a way to reach that limit. And of course, Game Pass is always going to hold the sales back, but at least get up there to where people can be like, yo, this is the phenom. And Xbox has been doing very poorly on that. So instead of demanding Xbox to step up their skills, what they want is PlayStation to falter, to get weaker, to get worse. Perfect example is this argument about, Sony needs to do live service games from people who don't even play on PlayStation. I'm going to tell you where the fakeness comes from, right? Now, there's probably some few genuine people, right? But they're not all crying, my God, end of the world. The ones who are crying end of the world want Sony to do it because they know if you roll the dice, most likely the project's going to fail. And it isn't because it's just Sony. It's because everyone's failing at it, or at least the majority. Majority of these live service games are failing. Perfect example, BioWare. How come no one is asking BioWare to give Anthem another shot? Anthem failed. Failed miserably. Colossal failure. No one's saying, hey, good attempt, BioWare. Hey, give it another shot. We want Anthem too. But this time, you need to do this. No one's saying that. After the disaster of Anthem, people are saying that BioWare should have never left and stopped making single-player RPGs because they make phenomenal RPGs. Anthem was a mistake. And no one's asking for a sequel. No one's asking BioWare, hey, give it another try. Keep doing it. Keep going. Bring these live service games. Give it another shot. Said no one in the community. Because everybody knows, for the most part, you don't need to do that. Do what you do best. Make those amazing RPGs. But when it comes to Sony, they want all the studios to do it. Because most likely, it's not going to be successful because most gas games aren't successful. Right? And with Sony not being successful or not doing what they're good at, that gives Xbox a chance to get up in stature. But not by right of earning it, just simply because the foundation is there to just bring something. Like anything's better than disasters, right? An average single player game is better than a failed gas games any day of the week. Any day of the week. So the haters don't want PlayStation to get better. In fact, that's the worst thing for the haters. Because for every game that Sony releases and it's a quality first party title, game of the year, blockbuster, it just makes it just that harder for Xbox to get their foot in. It makes it that harder for people to take Microsoft as a serious first party contender if their games simply cannot keep up, right? Nintendo's fine. Nintendo, you can't touch them. They're not part of this equation, right? That's why you hardly see Nintendo guys complain about anything PlayStation, really anything, right? Because they're in their own world. They got the games. They got amazing first-party support. And every year Nintendo do that thing. It's not their problem. PlayStation come out with the biggest blockbusters. Guess what? Nintendo comes out with blockbusters. They come out with their titles. So Sony getting better is not a threat on Nintendo. Nintendo's fine. It's a threat against Xbox. And that's where they're haters. That's where it comes in, right? What's weird, though, is the PC haters. That's where it gets weird. Not PC gamers. Most PC gamers are fine. In fact, most PC gamers like PlayStation games. And they enjoy PlayStation games. Most of them enjoy it, right? And some of them even get a PlayStation because they don't want to wait a year or two, right? It's the haters that have really no place in this crumb site conversation. They just like jump in just to jump in, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like you talk shit to an Xbox guy, there's a PC gamer that jumps in and you're like, bro, this isn't GPU wars, like, or CPU wars. Like, go, like, jerk off to some type of RAM or something. Like, what are you doing, right? But why do they haters jump in? It's because they, whatever reason, want people to buy PC as if they got stock in it. Like, why are you, like, weird, right? They want people to just jump into PC. Get a PC, get a PC, don't get a console, get a PC. And they hate PlayStation. Oh, these haters can't stand PlayStation, right? They're cool with Xbox now. Now they're cool with Xbox. Before they were not cool with Xbox. They're cool with Xbox now because all of the Xbox first party games are day and date on PC. So that's, they already won that battle. You don't need Xbox, you get all games PC. But now PlayStation's the target. Why? Because with all the power, whatever, if a person's like, hey, that's cool, you got power, but, you know, it's all about the games for me, and PlayStation has the games, I'm going to get a PC, they be like, 2.10 gigawatts, long as a fuck. If a person says, these are the games I like, so I'm going to play it, you're fucked. No amount of GPU power is going to override a person that wants to play a game when they want to play it. You know? When a person goes, yo, I'm getting a PlayStation because I want to play Spider-Man 2, but it's going to come to PC in 2039. No one cares when it's going to come to PC. What people care is it there right now, to play right now? You know, because tomorrow's not promised today. People don't want to wait 2 years or 1 year for a game. Sure, it's going to be the better version. Sure, your 4090 will blow it out. Sure, your mods will do, got it. But can you play the game today? Some people just don't want to wait and just sit there and wait. And in the meantime, play CSGO 2 or whatever the hell. They just this is how it is. And that shit irks the PC haters. Now, do not make this about PlayStation fanboys. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Don't I even reply, no, it's the PlayStation fan. No, PlayStation fanboys got nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. Right? Because in the real world, people's going to choose what they buy. If a real person just goes on Twitter or a real person says, yeah, I'm going to get a PS5, they don't even counsel war. They just talking, say, hey, I just picked up a PS5, man. Spider-Man 2 is great. And then comes jump in the pocket watching brigade. Everybody just pocket watching. Oh, you should have got a PC because Spider-Man 2 is coming in 2 years. And you can play the game in 140. Man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Dude, that's a lot of dudes like, what the hell's going on? Like, all I said was, yo, I got a thing. I'm enjoying gaming. Stop pocket watching, right? Don't even try to make this about the PS fanboys, whatever, because the majority, PlayStation sold 50 million consoles. There's not 50 million goddamn ponies out there talking shit. Because if there was, believe me, we will run you out of the internet. You will be run out of the internet. If 50 million motherfuckers was talking shit, it will be over. You will be so overwhelmed that it's funny. Probably a small fraction even gives a shit, right? But ultimately, this is I'm talking to the PlayStation dudes. Listen, PlayStation's gonna have a really great 2024. It's gonna be fantastic. I already got 3 games before the end of March. There's already 3 games 3 games that I'm personally looking out for. And there's games that I'm completely not really interested, you know. The 3 games that I'm definitely most interested in: Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Final Fantasy Rebirth, and Rise of Ronin. Absolutely. Those are my 3 games that I'm going to get. And there's other games that... Helldivers is multiplayer. I haven't been big on multiplayer this gen. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And like I kind of lost the appetite for multiplayer, and I definitely lost sync with people who play multiplayer, right? Because if I'm gonna get that game, I have to now reestablish connections. Like, yo, who's playing, and I don't know if I want to do all that. That's the only reason why I'm like, on Helldivers. I don't know if I want to do the whole link up with people on this time, link up with people at this time on Saturday, link up with people at this time. You know what I'm saying? The scheduling to play multiplayer and all that stuff, I'm not feeling that right now, right? So, but there's going to be people that's going to love that, you know, and they're going to enjoy that. So that's games people are going to choose to play, right? You got The Last of Us Remastered. Hey, you can bash the game you want. Even I have my opinions on it. But there's a lot of people that want to play that game. There's people who just love the game, and now they could play it at its best with PlayStation 5 features and capabilities. And there's a new mode. And you don't even have to buy the whole new game. You can pay the $10 upgrade. Now, I know people that are still going to, even though they own the PlayStation copy, they're going to buy the physical copy. And I'm like, yo, why are you going to pay $40 for the game? You could just pay $10. Their reason is they want the entire game on physical disc. They don't want to be locked by digital. I'm like, oh. So as long as you have the whole game on disc, got it. So that's why. You know, the physical collectors, they don't trust the digital future of not owning your games, you know, physically. So I get that, right? People, the collector's edition sold out. So a lot of people are going to play that mode. A lot of people are going to talk about it. A lot of people are going to enjoy it. I'm 50-50. I'm actually playing it only because I got my PlayStation VR. I'm trying to play all that games. There's other games I'm trying to catch up, you know, and I'm trying to get through it before February comes, or before Grand Blue Fantasy Relink comes. Definitely before Final Fantasy Rebirth comes, Rise of Ronin. So the first 3 months, it's going to be jam-packed. And I'm sure for a lot of you on PlayStation, you're going to be joined, you know. And while we out there rocking, enjoying those games, you're going to have haters. 2024 is going to be weird. I'm going to come up with my last video of the year. So stay tuned for that. And that's just pretty much, my next video is going to be pretty much just giving you a warning for 2024. Because 2024 is going to be crazy. And I already see what's going to happen. I already see the nonsense is going to happen. So I'm going to look out for y'all. So stay tuned for that video. But for now, let's end off with the video with this. Do not believe haters actually want PlayStation to be successful. Don't believe that shit. Don't fall for that shit. They don't. They're lying. Don't trust them. You know, for you PlayStation fans, trust your instincts. You've been rocking with the brand for a while. PlayStation's been delivering, even when PlayStation was at its worst. Factually, at its worst. PlayStation 3, they delivered the games. They delivered the content. And that's PlayStation 3 at its worst ever. Hell, arguably, that was Sony overall at its worst as a company. So that lets you know, all right? Anyway, your only friend is YouTube Street PlayStation77. Let me know what you think. Do you honestly believe these neutrals, these gamers, when they say, we just want PlayStation to compete? Anyway, you guys take care. See you soon. Peace. Grand opening, grand closing.